If you want to find out what this weird ball has to do with being creative, stick around and find out. Hey, it's Tuesday, time for another Prompt My Story video where I share writing tips to help students become better writers, and I offer up a story prompt to kickstart their imagination. This video is partly for students and also a little bit to help teachers who are trying to get their reluctant writers going. And it all involves this ball right here. If you're a teacher, you might be able to track this down. It is called a thumb ball. It's a very cool ball, and there are different shapes, different sizes, and you'll notice that there's text all over the ball. This is basically an idea ball where you toss it from one student to another. When they catch it, wherever their thumb lands on the ball, they have to read whatever text is on the little panel. And each one of these panels has a different sort of real-life situation that then the kids have to talk about. It's a great way to get them thinking about how their own lives can be sparks to stories. So, for example, if I toss the ball up and I catch it and it says, "A show I want to watch." Well, I would start talking about the shows on Netflix that I would want to watch. Right now, I have a whole bunch of shows that I want to watch, but the one that I want to watch the most is not on Netflix. It's actually on YouTube, and it's called The Raccoon Whisperer, and it's about a retired RCMP officer in Nova Scotia who every night feeds raccoons. And when I say he feeds raccoons, he doesn't feed just one raccoon. He feeds up to 25 raccoons who basically mob him as he feeds them chicken wieners, grapes, and dog food. And every now and then, as a treat, he will feed them cookies. So just think about that. One little thumb landing on a little statement, and suddenly I had a story to tell. So if you're a teacher and you're trying to figure out how to get those kids starting to think about using their own lives as story starters, pick up a thumb ball. I'll leave a link down below to the place where I got my thumb balls, and it's a good place to start. Now let me talk to the students for a bit. Here's the thing about being creative. A lot of times people think, wow, a writer creates everything out of their imagination. Well, the truth is, writers can be lazy sometimes, and rather than use our imagination, we like to take shortcuts. And so what we do is we combine our imagination with our powers of observation. That means we will pay attention to the things that go around us, things that happen to us. Maybe we're eavesdropping on conversations and we're borrowing bits and pieces from the people around us. And the most obvious way that we can fill our imagination is with research. So if we're writing about a subject we don't know, then we're going to do some research. Maybe some library research where we're reading books. Sometimes it's internet research where we're learning about things that we can't find in the library. When you fill in the blanks of your imagination with the observations that you have, whether it be research, personal observations, or personal experiences, you'll always be able to make your stories feel richer, deeper, and more exciting. Now, as a simple exercise, look around your house, look around your room or the classroom, or maybe just pay attention when you're heading to school. Pick an object, pick a character, pick a place, and see if you can shape a story out of it. I'll give you an example. I know that I get a lot of gifts over the years because I'm a writer. I go into schools and sometimes I worked in different places. Now I remember one of the gifts I received was a stuffy, a cow stuffy. And I thought, oh, this is nice. And I just sort of left it on my shelf for the longest time. And in preparing this video, I noticed the stuffy and I started thinking, hey, you know what? Let me come up with an idea that maybe that stuffy starts to move around the house. Like where I left it last is not where it is when I see it again. Kind of like Elf on the Shelf. Why is my stuffy jumping all over the house? And I started to think maybe it's alive. Maybe it's trying to send me a message, right? Just by taking something ordinary, something you notice, and asking the question, what if, can spark a story. So I want you to try that out. That's your story challenge or your story starter for this week. Look around your house. Find 3 objects and see if you can shape a story out of each one of those objects. Now, the story can be anything you want. If you want it to be a scary story, you can. If you want it to be a funny story, yes, definitely go for it. If you want a serious story, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? So take 3 objects and see what kind of stories you can spin out of those objects, okay? That's your story prompt for this week. If you like this video, click subscribe because every Tuesday I put out a new one. If you're interested in finding out what kind of books I write, please visit my website, martychan.com. I've posted the first chapter of every book on my website for you to preview before you decide that's the one you want to buy or take out from the library. All right, that's it for this video. Stick around with this channel and find out what I've got planned next. Okay. See you in the next video.